she is his first choice. But the thing is,
like, how does he know? Like, how did he reach a point of saying, she's the one, she's my first choice, like, in life, out of...
I don't think it's a long decision, to be honest. I think the people taking time, maybe it's various things, but this is just my guess. I don't think it's a long decision at all. Because like, how long would it take for you to just like meet someone and just know like, vaguely that I'd marry this person or I'd not?
Hey guys, this is Anesu, aka Nyati Shonga.
Hello, my name is Chido, aka Chizzy.
Wagwan, Advocate Amanda here.
Hi everyone, this is Kuda, aka Coates. Hi, and welcome to As Told by Us, the podcast. This is a weekly podcast where 4 professional millennials discuss living in Zimbabwe and trying to figure life out.
Someone once told us the grass is much greener on the other side.
But from where we're standing, our grass is green. Subscribe, like, share, comment down below.
Are you your spouse's first choice or their safe choice?
Dun dun dun.
Hi everyone, and that is our listener's choice episode. Today,
And also welcome, Amanda.
Welcome back.
did you even miss me? Did you guys notice I was gone? So we're back.
Yeah, we are back.
And this week, we thank you to everybody who submitted topic suggestions. We put all of them to a vote on our WhatsApp channel. And it turns out that today's topic was the winner of the listener's choice.
Congratulations to our lucky listener, because we are going to thoroughly discuss this topic. Are you your spouse's first choice or their safe choice?
I won't lie, when I read that, I was a bit scared to get into it because I was like, yo, the violence. Like, do I really have the self-awareness to be like, yo, would I be my spouse's first choice really in jail? Or am I simply like...
Yeah, especially in the context of Zim, really and truly. I think the listener was just thinking Zimbabwe is quite hectic right now in terms of marriage and all of that. Mm-hmm. And that's why we have to ask ourselves, are we people's first choice? Or are we just like the better person in that moment? Like the safe choice, in quotes.
The bitter evil.
Eish.
So question, do you guys believe in like soulmates? Is there like a one person we are like destined to be with?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
Maybe not like in the fairy tale soulmate type of way, but there is, people for you and people not for you. And that has to do, I guess, with the season and, where you are, the state you're in as a person. But definitely not everyone is for everyone. And I think that everyone has their person and we don't all find them in the same way or at the same time, which I guess is what this question is, to say that if, say, maybe you do meet your soulmate or for some reason you haven't, but there's just someone there who I guess is compatible enough, are many of us actually getting married out of that societal pressure? Because I feel like right now, especially in our generation, millennials, it feels like it's marriage season. It's just the season where everyone is pairing up. And is it really that everyone is finding their soulmates at the same opportune time? Or are we now all feeling like, okay, the clock is ticking, it's musical chairs. When the music stops, you grab the person closest to you and you go for it. That's a scary thought.
It's scary because, like, just the way you've described it, it's scary because now when you look at the divorce rates, particularly in Zim, like it's a bit scary because nobody gets married wanting to be divorced.
Yeah.
But if you kind of just get into the marriage thing, like as a who's the closest person who's ready to get married, then it kind of like perpetuates that high divorce rate in the country.
And even if you think about it from the diasporan perspective, I think it's actually worse because now you're not in Zim, but you're very much a Zimbabwean, and automatically your pool is limited to the people around you. And you then put in a situation where you just happen to find your soulmate somewhere in Dubai, or you've had to just cling to the closest thing to love that you came across in that environment.
Yeah, that scarcity. I guess that's when you really now opt for the safe choice. Because you're like, this person is feeling me, I'm sort of feeling them. My list was, I want to get married to someone from home, I want to do this, and I want to keep these things in my family. But now I'm like, here, and I'm away from everyone. So, it's safe. Let me just, But going back to your thing about societal pressure, I really think there's a lot of pressure, especially, I don't know, there's like an age range where the pressure is really, really hectic. And I think I'm just grateful that I got out of Zimbabwe for school. Because the pressure I see between the ages of 23 is when you finish, right?
Yeah.
23, maybe like 23 to like 27, thereabouts, from women especially, is quite scary. It's more of, I'm just dating to get married at this point. My plan is primary, high school, university, marriage, and there's nothing else out of that. So I feel like, people do then just like hop on to their safe choice rather than their first choice. And then later on, you then realize, this person is really not, I didn't do my homework well enough, and this person is really not the person I thought they were, or the person I wanted them to be. Because I've heard so many people then just like divorce after like 3 months. And you're like, what? In 3 months, guys, how did that even happen? What were you discussing that resulted in you just like putting in the towel and saying, nah, I can't do this? So I think, especially in Zim at this time, we really are going for the safe choice. Does he have a job? Yes. Does he make money? Yes. And you don't even think of the other things that you might want in your marriage to be like values and stuff.
You know what bothers me is, especially from a female perspective, and normally females who are living in Zimbabwe, marriage has been made this like your ticket to freedom. So I know a lot of people who live at home, and maybe you're finished with school, but then now you feel stuck because you're not married or getting married, because that's the next step for you to then move out and actually build a life. So I know a lot of people who say maybe get into a relationship with somebody who seems serious, and they get married for the prospect of saying, I'm going to move out. And then you start to live with this person for the first time and very quickly realize that this is not it. But you've been pushed into this very serious decision only because that's the only way you'll have some form of freedom in your life. So I don't know. Do you guys think it's an unrealistic expectation to get married to the one? Does it really matter?
I kind of envy people who found like their person like early on, like those high school sweetheart type situations where they now got married, they're so happy, and it's dope. It's like, because I consider myself like a real lover. Boy, you know what I'm saying? I'm a real lover.
Okay.
And I feel like in this generation, it's kind of like when you get to a certain age, right? So I'm turning 31 next. How many weeks?
I was
about
Early
to say
November.
next year.
30 November.
5
You're a
November.
Sag. Oh no, 5.
Scorpio.
5 November.
Yeah, 5 November.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So, and I have already members of my family going like, yo, uchazonetsa if you don't get married by a certain point. And I'm like, kunetsa in what sense? Like, you know, so I'm just 31. Like, what's this? Like the clock ticking down. And I look at my friends who are married, and I'm like, yo, shout out to you. Like, you found your person. You know, it's like, I haven't found my person. You know, and I'm still focused on other things. So it's like a weird space of like, there's the pressures of people, there's social media, you know. Social media is now a big influence, and there's an attack on relationships in general. It's just like, everyone's for the streets, everyone's looking out for numero uno. So it's
Do you
tricky.
think that there's only one, the one?
Mm.
So as in, do you think in your lifetime,
Mhm.
there are several people that you could say, she's the one, or there's just only one, and if you miss out on that opportunity with the one, then that's it?
You know what?
Is it a one and done situation?
Can I just be brutally honest? Can I just dive in? I'm actually, for a second, I was thinking of like polyamory. Eh? Like people have multiple, there are some people who have multiple partners, right? And I was like, you know what? I would like to experiment with that, you know? It's not like a thing that I've always wanted to try or something like that, but then after I got into a long-term relationship, because at that time I thought she was the one, you know? And then that kind of went up in smoke, and I was like in free fall. And I was like, okay, so do I find another one? Or am I never going to find another one? Or are there multiple ones, you know?
To be honest, I think there are multiple ones.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I think there are multiple ones.
Yeah.
Depending on where you're at in life. Like at 22, I could have found the one. But also I was a very different person at 22. And now I could also easily have like, oh my gosh, I found the one who's completely different from the one I thought I had found at 22. I don't know. I just feel like there's an infinite number of ones.
An infinite number of ones.
I think so.
I guess I agreed, but in a very different way. Not in a like a polyamorous way, but I think there is a person for a season or a time. But I don't think it's an infinite number. I think it's a maybe a handful or two.
Like 5.
Hey there, lovely listeners. So listen, running a podcast in Zimbabwe is quite the journey. It requires resources. And when I say resources, I mean money, time, and effort. Wondering how you can support us? Well, we've got you covered with Inbox. Or World Remit if you're on the other side of the world and you'd love to contribute. Our Inbox number is 077 810 3171. Whether it's the cost of a cup of coffee or a virtual high five, every little bit of your support counts. Remember, supporting our podcast isn't about funding our caffeine addiction, though it is in part, but your support keeps our podcast alive and thriving and helps us create more content, ensuring that our laughter echoes through your devices. Thanks again for being part of our community and for listening.
I saw something on X. They were like, this might be controversial. They're like, single, is it like single mothers when they're picking their their partners end up being stepdads, etc. It's not the type of guy they would pick if they were single.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
I think so, because you, as a mom, you can't think of yourself alone anymore. Like, you can't think of yourself as just me, myself, and I. Like the way I think about myself. You have to now think of yourself with another person who's also like, who's even more vulnerable than you. So I would understand if I'm a single mom and if I make a safe choice for the sake of my child, right? I'd rather that than make a selfish choice, because now you've got somebody else to think about for the rest of your life. So you can't be messing around with that. Like,
I think your choices, like your list grows actually, because now you need to look for someone who's responsible, someone who actually likes kids. Because if you were single, you'd be like, oh yeah, we're feeling each other. But now you have a whole human being, and you don't want to pick someone would be abusive to your child or wouldn't want to take care of your kid because it's your kid and all of those things. So I think, I get the context, because people like to say, oh, single moms want help. But at the end of the day, as a guy who's dating a single mom, what do you expect? Like, you think the kid is just going to be shipped off to Gogo. No, that's your kid too now. That's your kid too now. So I get it. I get why single moms are like that. And if you're not willing to help, then stop dating single moms. Look for the single girls.
What about men who get married to women who are the ideal wife and mother, but are not necessarily their type? Because I mean, especially in Zim, right? To me, this feels like a very common situation where there's like this couple that everybody knows, perfect wife, that you can imagine. They've got cute little kids, they've got a nice home, but everybody knows that the man is in the streets. And she just sort of has to pretend it's not happening, or I don't know what would be happening. What's that about? Because I think that's what this topic really is. To say like,
that would definitely be his safe choice, rather than the baddies he likes, which would be his first choice.
I want to put someone on blast, and the person is good because I don't really know them. It was like an in-drive driver when I was coming from an event, and he was just blabbing about his love life, right? And he was saying something along the lines of he moved to SA. I think he did like varsity in SA, then started working for ESCOM. And then he had, let's just say 2 girlfriends, right? One serious one, then one just for fun. But then apparently he was really into the one who was just for fun. Then he kind of got like some job stability in SA, and it's like, okay, he wants to settle down. And then he invites, I think we talked about cohabiting before, right? So he invites each of them, like, yo, do you want to come through to the SA? And the one he actually wants was like resistant. She was like, nah, how's that? What's that going to look like? etc, etc. And then the one he didn't really want, the one's like, hey, it's all good. And then he ended up getting married to her, right? But remember, this bro is not in love with this hand, and then now the bro is actually going like, so I'm like, okay, so how's your marriage going? How did you end up like falling deeper in love and what? Long story short, he was actually on his way to see another hand after dropping me off. But then I was like, yo, it's hectic.
Because you see, I feel for the safe choice. Because now, women always get into this thing of, trying to make themselves, a better wife, doing all this and that, and jumping through hoops, wondering why they're married. Because you can feel it when you're not liked by someone that you're married to. Yeah. So what would you say to a safe choice?
Run. I'd hate to be a safe choice. To be honest, I'd like to be in a situation where, bruh, if I'm your, like, I don't know, like, I can't live as the safe choice. No. I'd rather actually even, like, before getting into the marriage thing, just actually ask you straight up, hey, Am I your first choice? Okay, maybe actually that won't go down well. But I don't know how I'll kind of figure that out. You can't be a second choice. And if you are, you need to leave.
From a second choice perspective, you don't really know until you know. Because, from, say, in Drive, Han's perspective,
she doesn't know.
She's dating this guy, he's trying to build his life. All of a sudden, he's like, you know what, things are looking good for me. Come to SA, come live with me. Obviously, I think, oh, wow, he's serious. And he's going to ask you to marry him. So, to you, that's like, okay. I had a funny feeling, but then now his actions are saying to me that he wants us to be married. And you'll be married, and you'll have kids, and he'll take care of you.
But he'll just be having a side piece for the rest of his life.
Yeah, I think it's only when you're now in the marriage that you realize, this man doesn't even like me.
Yeah.
This person is... that's when you start realizing that. But I think it's also what you're talking about, Six, when you say the pressure and whatever. In most cases, not most cases, but in some cases, guys are definitely marrying their second or their safe choice. Just because I need to get married now. I'm getting pressure from my parents. I'm getting pressure from my friends. People are asking me, when will you marry? And I'm just going to get married. And it might not be the person I would want. Because like there's an episode we discussed where maybe you like baddies and at home a baddie would be shunned. So you're just like, let me just look for the good girl who will be fine for everyone. And that's my second choice. It's not like you're going to tell her you're my second choice. And you're going to be like, oh, babe, I love you. You're my everything. You get married. It's like a fairy tale.
It's actually very upsetting for me now.
Do you know what's also annoying? If second choice Han then woke up one day and decided to be a baddie, he'll be fine in the house. He'll be like, why are you dressing like this? Why are you doing this and that and that? Yet that's what he actually likes.
Okay, something just came to mind, and we might just be digressing. But have you guys seen the guy who got married in 72 days or whatever? Like from this guy on Twitter, on X.
Oh, I think I saw
the one who started dating his girl on the 1st of July, and then 75 days later he had married her.
Okay.
Like in a situation like that, right, where it's like fast track courtship, whatever they call it, fast track everything, we're getting married. How does he know that she's his first choice? Like,
she is his first choice. But the thing is,
like, how does he know? Like, how did he reach a point of saying, she's the one, she's my first choice, like, in life, out of...
I don't think it's a long decision, to be honest. I think the people taking time, maybe it's various things, but this is just my guess. I don't think it's a long decision at all. Because like, how long would it take for you to just like meet someone and just know like, vaguely that I'd marry this person or I'd not?
Yeah. I mean, vaguely, I would know vaguely, but within 75 days, then for me to say yes, I do.
How long is that? Like what?
That's
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months in a bit.
To be honest, I think the way it happens is okay, whatever. I think for safe choices, it's more about how the marriage is inside. Because if someone then gets to a point where it's like, look, I'm not going to get my dream girl, but this will do. And then...
Screaming! Dog! That's wild.
I was trying to put it nicely.
That is so wild. This will do.
This will do.
Okay, this will do.
Like, it's like a t-shirt, hey? It's like, no, this one.
Like I had wanted the white,
fit me,
but
so-
yeah.
And have you guys watched what's it called, Power? You know
Yeah.
that scene with Ghost where it goes like, Satasha, have some compassion. I just lost the love of my life.
That's actually the perfect example
What
of
did he do? He went
first
to
choice
a
versus
girl
safe
and
choice.
he's like, I've lost a lot of my life now. Let's...
No, like, yes,
No.
It was wife.
So this guy, right? This guy has his like high school sweetheart, love of lives, perfect for each other, grew up together, understood each other, childhood best friends, turned to lovers. Everything is amazing. Han, I don't know, she got into like law school or something, but basically makes a decision to leave the city, goes to school, dips, ghosts, never, ghost. But, he doesn't hear from her again. So he then moves on, gets into his hustle, becomes this big, successful guy, and gets married to Safe Choice. Him and Safe Choice, power couple, perfect. She's, ride or die, there in the business, doing everything, like holding it down for her man, loyal to the T, like every, like perfect thing. She's like the wife. But then, then First Choice comes back into town or into their life. They just sort of have this, fate-like encounter where he sees her again and then whirlwind into an affair. And the wife goes through a lot.
Oh yeah, and he's a criminal. And I think the other hand's like legal. She's DA or something like that.
Yeah.
So through that, then she dies at some point. So they have some.
That's a spoiler. I didn't get that.
Oh, damn, my bad.
Spoiler alert.
She dies.
Yeah, she dies. Then that's when it's like, Tasha.
In what season?
I think that's like.
Don't tell me.
Yeah. Spoiler, yeah. Give it a disclaimer. Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. So you're a Safe Choice, right? He says it will do. You get into a marriage and he, before the real love came, I guess he was a decent husband. It didn't look like he was like sleeping around or doing whatever. They have kids, they have a perfect life, everything's good. Does it matter?
Yeah?
You're not being abused. It's a good marriage. But you're just not the love of his life.
It now matters because if, for example, like with your ghost example, right? His wife was his safe choice. But maybe for her, he was her first choice.
Yeah.
So then that is so painful. That's a painful thing to reckon with. To say, so all this while, when I've been seeing you as my first choice, you never reciprocated that. I was always your this will do.
I think
that will just crush you.
It's fine if there's no disrespect. But now this will do is now like, whatever, you're my second choice, bruh. You were never the love of my life. And so I'm cheating on you. I'm taking preference over the love of my life's things, over you, over your needs. It then becomes it just becomes uncomfortable for the Safe Choice. Especially when you're like, okay, we have this perfect family, we've done this, this, and this, we've invested in this, this, and this. This is my partner. This is the person I see us growing old together with. And then, jiggy, love of his life comes along, and then now your goals have been shifted just because someone, his first choice, has come back into the picture. But I feel for them, I do feel for Safe Choice women. I feel like Zim women now don't really like to be taken for idiots, and they also then start cheating. So you'll see like people then be like, you know what? I'm stuck in this marriage. I'm stuck in a loveless marriage. I might as well get a boyfriend. I might as well have an affair with my gym trainer because this guy is not doing anything for me, and I was never his choice.
Okay, but are we still in that era where it's so taboo to then end the marriage? Because what is this marriage where we're now playing cheating games and there's this and that, and to what end?
I think the only reasonable explanation why somebody would be playing these games in a marriage is if there's some kind of benefit for you to stay in the marriage, right?
Like
so
what?
Financial benefit, maybe social benefit.
Socially, we can all see what's happening. It's not nice for us.
But I don't care about what you feel.
But if you're saying social, you're saying it's about us. And now, from the outside perspective, I'm telling you, we don't like to see that. We're actually saying they should just divorce because what?
Why I say social is that, in all honesty, it still is taboo for a lot of families to divorce and to start afresh and all of these things. It's not as easy. It's not as clear cut as we would want to think it is. Because when you then say, okay, guys, I am now divorcing this man, I am leaving this man, people usually then say, why do you kushingirira? It's still there. It's still there. We can say it's for our moms and whatever, but it's still inbuilt in our society to say to a woman, shingirira, stay for the kids, just make it look like you guys are fine. Men do this all the time. Men cheat all the time. What do you mean emotional abuse? What even is that? Is he beating you?
Gaslight you.
They really will. So on one spectrum, yes, as millennials, as Gen Z, as young people, we really are divorcing. We're saying, no, we're tired. But on the other spectrum, the women who do stay, I feel like it's not black and white. There's so many reasons I'm staying for.
While we're on that, there was some article that came out in May this year about how on the 23rd of May, the High Court was inundated with 55 divorce filings in a single 55 in one day. Just one day in May. So you can imagine.
And that's just Harare.
Yeah, that's just Harare. Yeah, that's the High Court. Yeah. So now imagine
I'd like to bring
anywhere else.
Different perspective or polygamy, right? So
this one.
He's like, let's go back to polyamory. Let's go back.
Polyamory, we all know what's
So
polygamy, in those situations, I always wonder, okay, so this person got their first wife, then they're like, I found another one, and another one, and another one. It's such a weird dynamic. But I think I saw a tweet on X recently where it was actually like, so would women be down to have like sister wives and stuff like that?
No.
And I think it's the same thing. And obviously, the majority was saying no. But there were some women who were like, yeah, like, I'll totally go for it.
Why would they say yeah? They're giving like reasons why?
I think it's those reasons are like financial, to see if there's stability. They're like, it's cool. It's okay vibe. So, I don't know.
If you had money, like a lot of money,
Big money.
would you have multiple wives? Like on a real?
I don't think.
Would you consider it at least?
No.
You're lying.
No, for real.
You want polyamory, but you don't want polygamy.
No, polyamory is actually more of an experimental thing. It's not something that like.
So you want to do it now before?
Yeah, that's just like.
So what if you do it and you love it?
I hope the girls you're talking to are listening to this because they must just know who to slate. But
the polyamory I've seen, it's like you're a throuple, meaning you're dating her and she's also dating the other person and the other person is dating you and you guys are all dating each other.
You're dating each other. Yeah.
Would you do it with the guy in the fold?
No.
So what's
it's not polyamory. Because then,
it's polyamory.
if you're polyamoring with me, I must polyamory somewhere else. And if I'm heterosexual, then I also want to poly another man.
Polyamory.
Fine, I will Google this.
Because this dude wears three. You saw the guy was doing
polygamy.
You want polygamy, not polyamory.
Polygamy is not marriage.
Polyamory is like I don't love one person necessarily. I can love more than one person at the same time.
Yeah.
So if you come to me, a polyamorist, my other person might also be a man, and I want you to love my boyfriend as well.
I want polyamory with.
And the polyamory is a form of ethical or consensual non-monogamy.
Yes.
Right? That involves having romantic or sexual relationships with multiple partners at the same time.
Yeah.
So, like,
You
what
can choose to-
I'm sorry. Like, what's your example?
No, you can choose to have, like, for some people they can have, like, with the guy and the girl. But my preference, because that's
is with two girls. So you want polygamy, not polyam.
It's multiple partners. They're all.
But then they have to.
Yeah.
The partners also
The
have
girls,
to like.
they also together.
Guys, I'm so confused.
No money.
You just want to give out a fantasy.
No, I'm
You
talking about
want-
relationship.
You want to be in a monogamous relationship with more than one person.
Yes.
Meaning you are her person and
Yeah.
she is your person.
Yeah.
And she has no other people.
No.
You see,
These
but that's
two-
not polyamory. Polyamory.
The girls can be in a relationship as well.
No, but
he doesn't
I'm
want
saying
the
the
girls
girls want to be in a relationship, but just not with you.
No,
So
that
you're
can
my
happen.
guy, but I want another guy as
No,
well.
that can happen. That can happen. But I'm just saying, for me, because I'm sure with polyamory, you can choose the dynamics. If you want to have, like, this woman has two husbands. I saw a trend recently. It depends.
But then the husbands can also get it.
Yes, they
Get
can.
together.
They can.
But they don't need to. I feel like
They don't need
it
to.
depends on what you're saying. It depends on the rules.
Yeah.
And if you're a polyamorous person, right,
Yeah.
and you meet another polyamorous person,
Yeah.
you then can't tell them, no, let's be monogamous, just us. Because
Yeah.
my preference is to have you as my primary partner,
Yeah,
and then to
yeah.
also have
Secondary.
3. And I don't need to be a girlfriend to your girlfriend. I don't need to be with.
Wait, so what I'm talking about is what's polygamy?
Polygamy is marriage.
It's marriage, right?
Yeah.
So if I have if I'm in a relationship with 3 hands and they're in a relationship with each other as well, and then we all have an understanding that we are together.
So you just want to be the one guy with all these hands.
Why not? They can have a hand with multiple guys if she wants.
Yeah, it's okay.
So how would you
That's
feel
your preference.
if one of your hands had a mandem also by the side? You're good with that?
Amanda by the side.
Yeah.
Now she's cheating on all of us. All of us.
Then what if I come with the mandem who comes and then also my sister wife?
No, you guys
Because
are
my
talking
sister
about
wife
open
also like.
relationships.
That's what you're talking
No,
about.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about I have 3 girlfriends.
You want polygamy?
We're all No, I
Let's
don't
end
want polygamy.
this. Because you want a union between you and multiple women that is impenetrable by the outside world.
No,
That's
if all parties agree
yes,
to it,
so
then it's,
polygamy is consensual.
No, polygamy is marriage. Girl. When it comes to marriage,
Because you're something marriage. Because you said there's no woman outside.
No, I'm talking about experimental phase where I have 3 girlfriends, not a marriage. If I'm going to get married, I'm marrying one girl.
Okay, if anybody has listened till this far in the episode, please comment. Like, what if you understand what 6 is talking about?
6 is basically saying, look, I'm in a phase where I want to be a player boy.
No.
And it would be so convenient if all the girls that I'm with at that time
would also
know about it
No.
and don't have beef with it and actually are open to doing stuff together for my amusement for a period of time until I'm
Until
bored
such
with
time
it.
that he finds the one.
No.
He gets married to that hand
Right.
and leaves you guys to the curb.
And kids can be able to cheat on that man still, but openly, without feeling bad. What you want is to remove the guilt, reprehension. Yes.
That's not what I'm saying at all. All I'm saying is that right now, I was thinking of the idea. I've never wanted to be in a polyamorous situation, right? But I was thinking about
okay.
like this would be interesting
We're
as
not
an
judging
experiment, right? To have but it is not like I'm trying to waste their time to go like, yo, let's do this. It's like, yo,
But you don't want polygamy, meaning it's a waste of time.
No, it's an experiment. It's like to see what life is about.
People must be your labyrinths.
They're not labyrinths. I'm actually open about it. I'll be like, yo, this is what I'm trying to do right now.
I think maybe if you do it, you can come back to us and tell us the results.
It's giving that guy who says, but I told you from the beginning that I didn't want anything serious. But I told her from the beginning that I don't want anything serious.
If I tell like multiple women, right, and go like, look, right now, I want to be in a polyamorous situation. That's what I'm looking for. I think I've done my part to be very honest with you. Okay, this is what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, but then at the same time you say to her, it's just an experiment and a phase that I'm going through.
I guess he won't say that since he needs her to agree.
So currently 6 is in a...
No, it's just a
this will
curiosity.
do phase. It's
Okay, ladies, you heard the
Right
T's
now?
and C's.
No, it's just an experimental thing. It's an idea. It's not something that I'm saying I'm committed to. Because remember, I said I'm a lover boy.
Even if you did commit, it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's an idea, but okay.
Have you
Step back.
Have you ever been like with two girls at the same time?
That's the reason why I actually wanted to try it out, because it's not my type of thing. It's not in my character.
Wait, so it's not in your character. Why are you even thinking
It's an
about
experiment. That's the whole point.
Are you in Love is Blind? Was
No. The thing is, look, we're talking about divorce rates are high, right? Divorce rates are high. People are already doing polyamory in formal ways like they're already side chicks and stuff like that, right? This just happening in society.
Formally.
Right? Me, I'm just going like, yo, I'm seeing all these videos. I'm seeing like, okay, to be honest, what really made me think about it was when I saw this dude who was trending. And he had 3 girlfriends. It's like, Chirudzi, how does that even work? How does that? I can't wrap my head around that. Right?
So you want to see?
So I was like, you know what?
Head around it.
Okay, I've been definitely like in long-term monogamous relationships, right? So I'm like, okay, what would it feel like
to be in a short-term polyamorous relationship?
Yeah. To be like, yo, okay, we're doing this. And then if it's like, yo, this is not for me, it's not for me. But the truth is, the success rate of me even doing this is probably very low, because I don't think, like, I'll
what
even
if
be
you
able
do
to find...
enjoy it? Because you will find people who are interested in that.
I don't know. But that's the point of the experiment, is to find out.
Anyway, we'll stay tuned.
Like I said to the listeners, if he does experiment, he must come back to us and let us know. Going back to your polygamy question, I think if I wasn't as financially okay, I would consider it. I would consider being a second, third, fourth, fifth wife to a rich man who has shown responsibility and he can take care of all his 13, 14, 15 kids. I might consider it. I know of a family who's very barricades. That's the Shona word for polygamy. And they seem okay. The man he's made sure that all his wives are taken care of, the kids go to very good schools, and all that jazz. I don't know about the home, I don't know about the dynamics of the wives and the husband, but the kids seem to be close-knit and they seem fine.
I also know of a family who, so the guy has like 3 wives, right? But when his first wife, she was really, really his first choice, she died. Like in February. He died 2 months later. No, he died like in June that year. Because everybody was like, oh, no, she died. He's going to follow because she was the love of his life. And for sure, he died. Like, followed. This is what people were saying. Like, oh, he followed her to the grave because this was his love, the love of his life.
Yeah. I think this thing about your financial stability from the side of a woman seems to be the distinguishing factor between are you okay being the safe choice and are you not? Because if you're, for what I've seen, like what Anisu talked about with divorces, how it's not that easy to actually do it. From what I've seen, the women who have the hardest time are the ones whose whole life is that marriage. They've got nothing else. If they were to leave that home, they don't know where they're gonna go. They don't know what they're gonna do. They don't have any skills. It's a bit late to acquire any skills. They've now had kids. A lot of their dreams are already, gone. And that now becomes their own safe choice, which is to stay in this situation where this man doesn't love me. He doesn't even like me. But I guess I have a roof over my head. I'm not being hit. But I'm not receiving love, but my kids are stable. So you then just put up with that as your lot in life, which I think is quite sad. Because if you compare with communities where women are more empowered and have their own money and stuff, this isn't really a chat.
I think you then have like an option of always gunning for your first choice.
Yeah.
Like if you see, this person is not doing, you can leave.
Yeah.
And then move on, find a better person, find someone who actually like goes with the person you are now. Because like some people get married when they're like 23. Yeah. Then you realize, no, this is not my person. You leave it, you move on with your life.
And you get to a point where like, I think for us, I mean, you're educated we've worked. I've been financially independent for a while now. I can imagine living my life on my own. I'd be like, yeah, I'd rather be by myself than there being someone's safe choice and doing all sorts of things and being taken for idiot. Yeah.
I think also, you see, the lens which we're looking at it also is like contemporary, like, you know, kind of almost like, I don't want to say Christian way of looking at it, but basically we're talking about like the culture which we know as monogamous, etc. But in their cultures where it's very normal, I know there's, I don't know if it's in Guinea, where it's actually women marry multiple men, and this is the norm.
Yeah,
it's like a norm, and if you try and actually tell them like monogamy, they're like, "Yo, you're crazy," you know. So I also think like it comes through with cultural conditioning.
Yeah,
you know, some people will be really comfortable in a barrica type situation.
Yeah.
You know, some people it's actually strange to them, monogamy and stuff like that. So it's it just depends on those factors as well, where you're coming from, environment, etc.
True. I agree with you on it might be from a very Christian lens.
Yeah.
And I think that's also where the soulmate business comes from.
Yeah.
Because your idea is that I have that one person that I'm meant to meet, and then we're supposed to become one, and that's my only one. Yeah.
I mean, well, you have several ones.
Oh, an infinite number of ones.
And also, you know, biological factors. As like, you know, because if you're coming from a very Christian household and like you're very, you know, what can I say? Very horny. You wanna do it in the right way, in the right container. You wanna wait until marriage. So that's actually a motivational factor. Like for people who actually go like, yo, I want to wait until I have marriage, but just like in heat, so like, yo, this person is right there. So
let's just do it. Let's just get married.
Yeah.
So that would be your safe choice. That would be your second choice, no? Because the person is there and they want to, so why not?
You know, the thing with the Christian model as well is like, you know, it speaks against cohabiting, right? Like people. So it's like, it's really taking like a gamble.
Yeah. You're going in blind.
You know, you're going in blind. Because, you know,
Peaky Blinders.
If the sex is bad, I feel like that's a very big issue. Like,
but you see, from a Christian point of view, right? If I rush into marriage because, hey, I can't do it anymore. You don't have a reference point. So you can't say the sex is bad because you don't know.
I disagree with that.
Because you'll just be thinking, maybe this is how God made it to be.
I disagree with that so much.
No. I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure you can tell that this is not what the good Lord.
But how will you know?
But I'm sure you can tell this is not what.
Know.
If you're not having what needs to happen at the end of that thing, then what is, like, if you're not, let me be explicit, guys. If you're not having the big O in your marriage, that is a very big red flag. And you can't say it's because I didn't know what
the O is.
Yeah. At some point you'll realize that this is not, it's not satisfying me the way the good Lord would intend it to. Actually, you said Christian. The good Lord wants you to have the marriage.
But the good Lord made it for you to have babies, not for you to enjoy it.
No, I don't think it's just procreation.
No.
Is it not good to have a bond with your person as well?
I don't know what the good Lord intended. The good Lord
made a particular organ with one job.
Enjoyment. That's all.
Success is for enjoyment.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you can tell.
As a Christian girlie, I am.
Yeah, ne?
Okay, speaking about different, what you call them? Like different models that we're now going into. I think you spoke about cohabitation and all of that. Do you think as like our generation, we're a bit more open to that? We're a bit more like, okay, maybe I do need to live with this person for a certain period of time, or maybe we do need to have like this long engagement until we know for real, this is the person I want? Or do you think we're still just jumping the gun and entering marriages blindly?
Again, which is why I brought up that 75-day thing. Again, you know, because it's like...
What is that?
But I feel like that's an exception to the general rule. I feel like with our generation, people are dating for like what? 2 or 3 years, even living together before getting married. And I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense too.
Do you feel like people should go from friends to lovers to marriage? Or a lot of these divorces are always like, we're going straight into romance, you know, from the start. Does that factor into it? Like if people maybe they start off as friends and then it grows into love and that's your person's like your best friend type thing. Maybe then even on the sexual thing, it's like if there's stuff that's wrong, like we can work through it. There's an open channel of conversation where it's like we can get better at this.
Yeah.
It's about this person fulfills, you know, the full picture. You know. So I think also there's a dynamic there where like in 75 days, like
I feel like how do I explain this? If I really like a guy, I'm less inclined to want to be his friend for that long. Okay. If it makes any sense.
What?
Yeah. Where the whole point of friend zone comes in, because if I've put you in the friend zone, you're my friend. We're not going anywhere after this. Like if you're my friend, you're my friend. If we've said this is our relationship, this is our relationship until kingdom come. Because there's no way I'm going to be friends with you. I'm going to tell you about all my past relationships and all of that, and then want to now be your baby boo. For me personally, it's a lot. Personally, you know a lot. Personally, you know too much. And I feel like in a relationship, some things must be just for you. So for me, if it's someone I really like, we'll be friends for not a very short time, but we'll be friends.
Getting to know each other.
Yeah. That part where I'm seeing, okay, maybe this person is better suited to be a partner than better suited to be my friend. So if you're listening to this and you're my friend, we are friends until kingdom come.
Oh shit! Damn.
I don't like crossing lines and I don't like losing my friends. So if we're friends,
what if this person who's playing a long shot situation
then
where
he'll be
he's
playing
like,
forever?
Yay!
Damn.
Should I care?
Yo, I take it.
I don't know. My take is a bit different because I don't see it as a transition.
Okay.
For me, it's like 2 very necessary elements that should be there. So there's friends, right? And then the difference between a friend that turns into a lover is that there's something a bit more than friendship that's there. But the underlying friendship, to me, should be something that's there throughout and grows throughout the relationship. But I guess to tie to what Anes was saying, that friendship is not the same kind of friendship as the kind of friendship you have with someone where there's literally no romantic interest. So, yeah, and I think it's the kind of friendship that Six was talking about, where it speaks to more of a comfort level between the 2 of you and your intimacy, the way you get along. When it's outside of the intimate zone, do you guys actually enjoy each other's company? So I guess.
So I brought that up because like there's always this nyaya of like male bestie, female bestie type thing. And there's a lot of situations where it's like the hun ends up with the male bestie, or the ends up with the female.
Because the bestie was always the first choice.
Yeah, Casper in your face.
Yeah, that bestie stuff.
But I feel like you can tell as a woman, though. These guys are not really besties, though.
These guys, they've seen each other naked.
They've canoodled once or twice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what are the final thoughts before we close the episode? Right? What are the final thoughts on this topic? Like it's been such a interesting chat to have. Like 6.
I think the world is a casino. We're all gamblers. Like some people, it's just fair.
What's going on at 6?
No, like you can actually meet someone who's like perfect for you very early on. There's some people who meet like, or even later on in life, but the truth is, do you ever really know if you're even the safe option or so some of these things is like, unfortunately, you just have to experience it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like you just kind of have to experience it. Like even the person won't know for sure. Like but sometimes they'll know. Most times actually they'll know that son, you're not perfect.
But maybe it's not even a conscious thing because like say you know that there was the love of your life, but then in your mind you're moving on, getting over them, accepting that will never be. And so you meet somebody else who you do like as well. It's not in the same way, but you convince yourself that this is what's meant to be. I think just look at it from a now perspective. Are you happy? Are you looking at this person and you're satisfied, you're content? Forget about all these terminologies and being a dream girl or whatever it is. Are you happy? If you're not happy, then change your situation because life is short. And you're never stuck in the way that you feel like you're stuck. If you can see that a situation is not working, sometimes if God wants something for you, you have to have the bravery to let go of the situation that you're in now for you to experience the best that you can experience. But then if you cling on to your situation thinking that you don't deserve or you're not capable of getting anything better, then you're actually just wasting your life.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You'll know when you're the safe choice or the second choice. You must act accordingly. Leave,
Gaia.
Yeah.
Love yourself.